Welcome back to World of Immersion. Today we have yet another video, and that is we're going to be ranking my top 10 favorite theme parks of all time. Now, a lot of theme park channels will rank their favorite roller coasters or favorite rides, but ranking your favorite theme parks is not as common. So today we wanted to bring that video to you. Now, I do want to preface this by saying I have not been to a ton of parks, but I feel like I have been to a solid collection of them, and some of the ones I've been to are some of the best in the world. So I'm very excited to bring you my top 10 theme parks that I have been to. But I know that my list will definitely differ from yours, so be sure to comment down below what you think are your favorite theme parks of all time. And before we start the video, be sure to hit that subscribe button for more videos like these and some more theme park content. Alright, without further ado, let's get right into the video. Starting off, let's start with some honorable mentions that did not make the cut but are still some fantastic theme parks. Starting off, we have the Magic Kingdom over at Disney World in Florida. I thought this park was a great park. It had some great rides, however, it's just super crowded and it's really hard to enjoy the park sometimes with those crowds. And I just feel like every ride there is so much better over at Disneyland, so it was hard to compare it. However, it is still a fantastic park, and that's why it's in my honorable mentions list. Another honorable mention over at Walt Disney World is going to be Hollywood Studios. I also really loved Hollywood Studios. It had some fantastic rides. However, Galaxy's Edge was not as interesting to me because I've had that over at Disneyland for the last couple years. So other than that, there weren't a ton of other rides that I found super fun. Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway was incredible. Tower of Terror was fantastic as well, and I enjoyed Rock and Roller Coaster. But other than that, there weren't a ton of other rides. But this park is still an incredible park, and I would highly recommend it to anybody that's visiting the Orlando area. Next, we got two more honorable mentions, and the next one is going to be California's Great America. Now, unfortunately, this park will be closing forever in the near future, so be sure to go if you can before it closes. I love this park. It is an incredible park, and it has some really great rides. However, it just does not compare to some of the other bigger parks on this list. But overall, California's Great America is a really fun park to visit, and it's really well maintained, and a lot of the rides are really fun, especially Railblazer and Gold Striker. Those two rides are incredible. And our last honorable mention is going to be Six Flags Great Adventure. Now, this might be an unpopular opinion, however, I did not love Great Adventure as much as I thought I would. Now, don't get me wrong, I think it's a fantastic park and definitely one of the best Six Flags parks. However, I did not have a great experience there. While I was there, both El Toro and Jersey Devil were closed, meaning two of the best coasters in the park I did not get a chance to ride. And I just felt like the whole atmosphere of the park felt kind of run down and not very well maintained. Plus, a lot of the rides kept breaking down. That being said, though, I did really enjoy the rides that I rode, such as King Ka and Nitro. Those two were incredible. And it's definitely on the higher end of Six Flags parks. Alright, but with that out of the way, let's start the video getting right into number 10. And at number 10, we have Six Flags Over Georgia. Now, I went to this park just a few days after I went to Great Adventure, and I was so pleasantly surprised with this park. While it doesn't have as good of a coaster lineup as Great Adventure does, I think the atmosphere and how this park looks makes up for it. This park has a fantastic collection of rides, with Goliath and Twisted Cyclone being an incredible 1-2 punch. And then on top of that, they have more supporting coasters such as Daredevil Dive, Superman Ultimate Flight, and Batman the Ride. All of these are fantastic supporting coasters. While the park does have one of my least favorite coasters of all time, Great American Scream Machine, that ride is so insanely rough. The park is just such a fun park to be at, and the atmosphere is great. To me, it felt very well kept, and everything looked nice. Also, we were there on an incredibly hot day, and the park had tons of shade, which was also super nice compared to some other Six Flags parks I've been to. Overall, Six Flags Over Georgia was a huge surprise for me, and definitely an incredible park that you should definitely check out. Alright, next coming in at number 9, we have EPCOT at Walt Disney World in Florida. I was so pleasantly surprised with EPCOT. On the surface, the park does not look like much. It doesn't have a ton of rides, and what it does have are not some of the best rides at Disney World. However, that is not the point of EPCOT. EPCOT has the incredible World Showcase and also some of the best food out of any theme park in the world. Now, I also do want to preface this by saying I have not been back to EPCOT since Remy's Ratatouille Adventure opened or Cosmic Rewind, and Cosmic Rewind looks like one of the best rides in the world. So I definitely need to come back soon, and maybe it will jump higher on my list. But for now, it sits at number 9 very solidly. I think EPCOT's an incredible park, and definitely a must visit for any theme park enthusiast out there. I promise you, you'll be very pleasantly surprised. Next, coming in at number 8 is another Disney park, and that is Disney's California Adventure here in Southern California. This park is a really fun park. Now, I sometimes look over it because of how much better Disneyland is, in my opinion. but I definitely do enjoy California Adventure a ton as well. I think Avengers Campus is really fun, Cars Land is fantastic, Pixar Pier is great as well, and then there's some also additional great rides such as Soarin' and Grizzly River Run. The park has some great standout attractions with Guardians of the Galaxy and Radiator Springs Racers, and overall it's just a really fun park to be at. I think it really gets overshadowed a ton by its sister park Disneyland right across from it. However, it is a really fun park to visit, and if you're visiting the Disneyland Resort, I would strongly recommend doing at least one day here at California Adventure as well, because it is super fun. I think they definitely could use another major ride or two, and then it would probably bump it up much higher on the list, but for now it sits solidly at number 8. Alright, coming in at number 7, we have another park here in Southern California, and that is going to be Knott's Berry Farm. Knott's Berry Farm is one of the most perfect little theme parks of all time. It's not a massive park. In fact, it's even smaller than Disneyland. But what it does have is fantastic. They have managed to cram so many rides into such a small plot of land that everywhere you look, they just have rides on top of each other. And this park has one of the best atmospheres out of any park ever. It is one of the most perfect combinations of thrill and theming that I've ever seen. It's also really the only themed Cedar Fair park out there. While its coasters don't really compare much to the other theme parks on this list, they do have a fantastic top 3 with Ghost Rider, Hang Time, and Accelerator. Those rides are all really fun, and I am so lucky to have Knott's Berry Farm as one of my home parks and visit all the time. But in addition to their fantastic coasters, they have some great theming and also one of the best haunt events of all time with Knott's Scary Farm. It is one of the scariest and best produced Halloween events I have ever been to, and I always make a trip out there every year to go to Scary Farm. But coming in next at number 6 is going to be Disney's Animal Kingdom over in Walt Disney World, my favorite of the Disney World parks. Now I know this might be an unpopular opinion, I know Animal Kingdom usually ranks towards the bottom of most people's lists, however I loved this park. While it doesn't have a ton of rides, that's not what the park is about. It has some of the best theming of all time and is one of the best atmospheric parks ever. The views and visuals are incredible. Looking over the lake in the middle to Expedition Everest, it just looks incredible. And that's not even mentioning the whole world of Avatar. Pandora is incredible, with Flight of Passage being one of my favorite rides of all time. I am a huge fan of Animal Kingdom and I would 100% recommend it to anybody that's visiting the Orlando area. Yes, it is definitely missing a few rides. It could definitely benefit from another expansion with maybe another themed land. And I know that there's the rumor of Zootopia coming soon, and I think that could definitely work. However, for now, Animal Kingdom is still an incredible park that you must visit. Alright, now we've made it to my top 5. And I would say my top 5 are significantly better than the rest of the list. These parks are all world-class theme parks that I really don't find many flaws with them at all. They are all incredible parks that you need to visit at least once in your life. And starting off that list at number 5, we have a park I haven't been to in a little while, and that is Hershey Park. Now, I haven't been to Hershey Park since 2019, so I have not had a chance to ride Candemonium yet or see their brand new front entrance, which looks incredible. But from my one visit there in 2019, I remember this being an incredible theme park with some of the best coasters on the planet. I love Skyrush, and Great Bear is my personal favorite invert of all time. Plus, they have great supporting coasters with Storm Runner and Fahrenheit and Lightning Racers. And in addition to that, they have Candemonium, which I hear is a fantastic B&M hypercoaster. And in addition to that, they're going to be RMCing Wildcat for next year, which will be insane as well. This park has one of the best coaster lineups of all time. Plus, the park has some fantastic landscaping and is just a really nice park overall. They don't have a ton of theming, but what they do have is pretty cool. I like what they did to Sidewinder, turning it into Jolly Rancher Remix, and the park has some fantastic food. Also, their Chocolate Factory tour is a not to miss experience. That ride is really fun, and it's actually a free ride to do, even if you don't have a ticket to the park. Plus, they'll give you free chocolate at the end. How cool is that? Overall, Hershey Park is a fantastic park, and I cannot wait to visit it again next year. Alright, but next coming in at number 4 is my home park, the theme park I have visited the most out of any theme park in the world, and that is Six Flags Magic Mountain. Now, on average, I am at Six Flags Magic Mountain once a week at least. This park is so incredible, and I definitely take it for granted all the time, with it being my home park. This park holds the record for the most roller coasters in any theme park of all time, with 20 different roller coasters. And as soon as you step into the park, you can see just how many incredible rides they have. They seriously have one of the best lineups in the world, with Twisted Colossus, X2, Tatsu, Wonder Woman, Flight of Courage, the brand new ride, West Coast Racers, Full Throttle, and that's not to mention all of their fantastic supporting coasters with Viper, Apocalypse, Scream, Riddler's Revenge, Goliath. they have just so many incredible attractions that it's hard to do this park in just one day. I would definitely recommend 2 days for this park. Now, it does not rank number 1 or even in my top 3. And that is because this park's atmosphere is not as good as some of the other parks, and the level of theming is nowhere near the other parks. They are definitely doing a great job renovating the areas of the park that needed it. However, there are still a bunch of other areas that looked really unkept and have not been touched for years. Especially the area over by Viper and X2. That area really looks run down and has not looked like it's been taken care of in a while. And I feel like that's just kind of the general sense of the park. However, the rides definitely make up for it, and this park has some of the best roller coasters in the world, and I would definitely recommend a trip out to Southern California just to visit Magic Mountain at least. Alright, but coming in at number 3 is going to be Cedar Point in Sandusky, Ohio. Cedar Fair's flagship theme park and my personal favorite Cedar Fair park of all time. This park is so incredible. They have possibly the best coaster lineup of all time with Steel Vengeance, Maverick, Millennium Force. Unfortunately, no more Top Thrill Dragster. However, I am sure they'll have a fantastic replacement for that, as well as some of the best supporting coasters out of any park in the world, with Gatekeeper, Raptor, Valraven, and so much more. This park is so incredible. I had a chance to stay on site at their fantastic Hotel Breakers and spend 3 days here at Cedar Point back in 2019, and I cannot wait to visit again. This park is so incredible and definitely is a destination for thrill seekers all around the world. I love Cedar Point, and I think it definitely deserves to be Cedar Fair's flagship park. I cannot wait to see what they do next, and I would definitely recommend making a trip out to Cedar Point. Alright, but next coming in at number 2 is another one of my home parks, and another park I visit so often, and I am so lucky to have so near to me, and that is Disneyland, the original Disney theme park, and my favorite Disney theme park of all time. There's just something so special about the original Disneyland. Each of the rides is so beautifully well maintained, and they have just some incredible attractions. Pirates of the Caribbean is so incredible. Space Mountain is one of the best versions of that ride. Haunted Mansion is incredible as well. Matterhorn, Big Thunder, Splash Mountain, all of these incredible rides, not to mention all of Fantasyland with the original classic dark rides that are just so much fun. And that's not even talking about the entire expansion of Galaxy's Edge with Rise of the Resistance, my personal favorite dark ride of all time. This park is just so incredible. They have some fantastic nighttime shows, with Fantasmic being my favorite personal nighttime spectacular of all time. Their fireworks shows are always really fun. They have great parades, and there's just so much to do at Disneyland. I never get bored going here because there are so many fantastic rides, and I cannot wait to see what happens next to the park. Plus, in addition, next year they'll be getting one of my favorite dark rides also, with Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway being added to Toontown, and I cannot wait to see that expansion. Overall, I love Disneyland, and I am so lucky to have it so close to home for me. Alright, and finally we made it to my number 1 theme park of all time, and coming in at number 1 is going to be Islands of Adventure over in Orlando, Florida, the Universal theme park. This park is perfect. It has the perfect combination of thrill and theme. It is so incredible. Velocicoaster is my personal favorite roller coaster of all time, and they have 2 other coasters that crack my top 25, with Hagrid's Magical Creatures Motorbike Adventure and Incredible Hulk. And that's not even mentioning the other fantastic rides in the park: Jurassic World, Dudley Do-Ride's Ripsaw Falls, Harry Potter and the Forbidden Journey, and one of my favorite dark rides of all time, The Amazing Adventures of Spider-Man. This park is just so incredible, and I could go on and on for days about how much I love this park. It is some of the best collection of rides out there, and I seriously recommend this park to anybody. Whether you're a thrill seeker or not, this park has something for everyone, and it is seriously one of the best parks out there. It was already incredible before the addition of Velocicoaster, and now with my favorite coaster in the world, it just solidified it as my favorite park in the world by far. Alright, but I want to hear down below what your favorite theme parks are, and comment down below what you think of my list. Thank you so much for watching our video today, and before you go, be sure to check out this video ranking my top 25 roller coasters I have ever been on. You'll see just where some of the coasters from these parks fit in on this list. Thank you so much for watching today, and we'll catch you in the next video.